L'artiste. Super. Encore un but sensationnel. That's a brilliant bit of follow-up play by Mahe. Oh my goodness me, what a shot.
Sagosen setter det hen! Han setter den! Vi i semifinale igjen!
Hello everyone, welcome to the Uninformed Handball Hour and our final review of Paris 2024. It's Chris speaking to you from back home in Sweden. And Alex Kulesh, after all of that sport, decides he needs to detox and he's gone into the woods to try and get away from it all. Alex, how is your hiking going?
Well, I'm trying to be completely off grid, but the Handball Hour always takes priority here. So despite trying my very, very best and being in northern Maine at the moment, in a campsite surrounded by a few people, a couple of dogs and many mosquitoes close to a lake, I'm speaking to you because Denmark have won the Olympics, so we got to talk about it.
Yeah, we had some unfinished business to attend to, and you can run, but you can't hide.
I did my best.
Well, I know you want to talk about Denmark and a little bit about Norway as well, winning the 2 goals, but we'll start with the men and an absolute demolition job from this Danish team. They were made to really fear for their handball lives in the quarterfinal and in the semi-final, and that swift and severe kick up the backside served to completely destroy Germany in one of the best one-team performances in the big game I think I've ever seen.
It was incredible. But you do say it right, the fact that they were made sweat in the previous rounds, and especially against Slovenia, they looked very nervous. Despite being in full control of the game, really never going too far behind, they somehow almost managed to throw it away and land into extra time with Slovenia. But they must have had some sort of conversation. They must have had some sort of relief and just decided that they're not even going to let Germany have a chance. The final score, the highest difference in a Olympic final for sure. Probably one of the highest in a major final ever, 39-26. Is there anything to say about the final, Chris?
just how good the performance was. It was a masterclass in every position. I think we'll hear from a couple of the players later on, and particularly the words from Emil Nielsen says a lot about the approach and the lessons learned. But yeah, I mean, it was after an opening of it was like 5-5 right in the first few minutes, real high pace start to the game from both sides, and then Denmark just started to put the squeeze on. And one of the stats that really stood out for me, it made a real impact throughout the game. It started with restricting Germany to 6 shots on goal in the opening 12 minutes, while they had 12, doubling the amount of shots on goal. And at the end, Germany could have scored every single shot on target they had and only drawn with Denmark, which is absolutely astonishing, I think. It was brilliant in defense. They were unstoppable in attack, and it was a bit of a shocker, I have to say, because I was expecting Germany to make life difficult again for this team, who they've really impressed us throughout this tournament. But it wasn't about Germany, was it, Alex? It was purely about Denmark.
It was, and it was definitely the The return to form of Giesel as well, and I say return to form. He had a couple of games where he was at his imperial best, but he said it himself in an interview after the game that final was a relief for him because he wasn't playing to the standard that he could and expected of himself. And he just absolutely did that in the final with 11 goals in one of those like ethereal Giesel performances where he's just kind of bouncing around, jumping through gaps that shouldn't exist, don't exist. Yeah. He can have two players hanging on to him and he'll make that pass to the wing. He'll make that pass to the line. And it's a type of performance that just absolutely breaks the hearts of opposing teams because you can play 30 seconds of good defence, you can play 60 seconds of good defence, and then eventually he will break through and score. So I think, we just saw the absolute level that Denmark can reach along with Matthias Giesel, and his 62 goals in a championship is the most ever in an Olympics games. It's just it's a next level tournament from Giesel, from Denmark, and they didn't even need the goalkeepers that much. As you said, no. It was all about the defence.
He not only had the highest scoring performance, he was also the top assist giver in the entire tournament as well, which is like the kind of thing we've maybe seen once or twice in tournaments. I think Sanders Augustin has done it before. Miguel Hansen has probably done it before, taking penalties though, and not in an Olympics.
Matthias Giesel is doing it again. That's the thing, because he basically did the same thing in the last Olympics in Tokyo. Yes, he was 3 years younger, and it was just his kind of announcement to the world after his initial first tournament with Denmark. It was a world championship, right? That was his first one. He continues to do it again. Denmark, I think, another breakout star for Denmark is Jørgensen, Lucas Jørgensen, who came in after both Sagstrup and Simon Held got injured, and he's added an incredible layer to the Danish attack from the line. I think he already may be a better just purely offensive line than Sagstrup. Sagstrup is incredible overall, but also just did really well in defence. And I don't know, just like it's another player that's come out. And, Mikkel Hansen could relax, enjoy himself, and pick up another gold medal on his way out of his handball career, which I'm pretty sure he'll be pretty happy with. And I say that he can relax. He still, he still took the penalties when he did. He still popped up at times with goals, especially in that Sweden game. But he also missed a couple of crucial 7 meters when they really mattered most against Sweden and Slovenia. But ultimately they didn't.
They got away with it in the end, and there was the dream finish for him. I just want to mention Rasmus Lauge as well, who I feel has truly stepped up in both the semi-final and the final. He kind of worked his way into the tournament. They started the tournament very much with Thomas Arnoldson as the starting playmaker. Lauge started to be a bit more of a role player, took over the centre-back position, and had a final performance, I was going to say akin to winning the World Championship a couple of years ago. But actually, a couple of years ago was last year, a year and a half ago. But he had a fantastic game, but where he won the game for them against France back in 2023, it was just another cherry on the icing on the cake for this team. And Nikolaj Jakobsen posting as well afterwards that he's out of the silver medal club, and tagging a bunch of Swedes in there as well on his posts. Really just Like a fantastic performance, one worthy of a final for one team. If it was, we were denied a kind of dramatic finish, but we had enough drama to last us quite a while in the knockout rounds.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You could look at this final when kind of all eyes are on handball. 1.6 million people, so a quarter of Denmark watched the game. I'd say the numbers in Germany were pretty amazing as well. But, you could say that when all eyes were on this final, it failed to live up to the hype. But as you said it, there was more than enough drama in this tournament to call it one of the best tournaments we've seen in a long time. It really kind of top to bottom drama was right up there. That quarterfinals day was incredible. Both semi-finals proving to be like not going to extra time, and it almost feels like a disappointment when a game doesn't go to extra time, but both coming down to last seconds. And you know what? Germany should be absolutely proud of their silver medal. If you asked at the start of the tournament, what's more likely, Denmark to win gold or Germany to win silver? Everyone, is going to put their money on Germany. This was a surprise. But as we said before, they were ready for this tournament.
And we have to give them a lot of credit for that. I guess at a certain point, they probably just accepted their fate, that there was no coming back into this. It was such a comprehensive performance in the first half from Denmark. Germany, whether they'll get another chance like this, hard to say. They've got a young squad, but a lot can change in 4 years, and you never know what shape you're going to be in. So, but I think they can very much look at this as a silver medal won. One thing we definitely predicted, Alex, beforehand, was that Spain would win bronze. And they did.
Well, that was the safest bet of the whole tournament, and it defies logic. But if you know Spain at the Olympics, you knew that they were going to win that bronze medal. And they'll probably be pretty sad that they weren't in the gold medal game. We didn't do a full podcast after the semi-final game, but that performance by Wolf to shut Spain down in the semi-final was just jaw-dropping. It was. I was watching that game with American commentators, so when the game is on kind of the main NBC channel, not just the Olympic streams, there's two commentators, a man and a woman. I forgot their names, but I listened them get progressively in more and more in awe of what was going on. Like, they were laughing, they just couldn't believe what had just occurred. And these commentators were actually quite good. I liked them. They gave a good balance. They had studied the sport well enough to follow along commentating. But it was quite cool to see that reaction almost live, like a reaction that I was having of Wolf making save after save after save. But I'd seen it before. But to see it for the first time must have been a wonder. But yeah, that's that performance was what stopped Spain from potentially, going even higher in this competition. And as we said, we did predict it, but at the same time, they just shouldn't be there. How did they keep
exactly? Just about the female analyst, there is Dawn Lewis, who was a 1996 Olympian, so she knows her stuff for sure. I think she's there as the expert, which I don't know the name of the guy, but I remember John Ryan from Team Handball News was posting about the pair of them. But yeah, good that you got to hear them as well on the main channel. I'm sure plenty more to come in 2028. How many Spanish players and Slovenian players will be there in 2028? Only time will tell, but I doubt too many. Where we know with Germany and Denmark, there'll be a lot of the same guys in there. I think a big change on the way for those two teams.
Yeah, definitely. And I saw an interesting graphic, and actually handball has one of the highest age profiles in any of the Olympic sports. I think on the men's side, it was fourth or fifth, the average age being 29. It's not this. The Olympics, maybe also due to reduced size squads, is just not a time to play around where you pick your tried and trusted players. But 29 as an average age, only equestrian and shooting, those types of sports really falling above handball. I think handball was definitely the oldest average, like purely athletic sport.
You're gonna say real sport.
I was trying to form it very well.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. If you think about, this is the pinnacle of the team sport in handball, and it is very much a multi-year process with seasoned athletes in there, together with some youth players, like we've saw for some teams. Whereas, in your athletics, in your individual sports or teams with like two people, like in rowing or something like that, it's very much you're coming into the peak of your career in your early 20s, and you're like, okay, you're considered good enough now, and probably for the next Olympics, and then you're gone. Whereas handball, it's not so much about the Olympic cycle. It is, the rest of the handball sport is as important for these athletes when it comes to their club careers and stuff like that. Whereas with a lot of other sports, it's just the Olympics. And so, I'd imagine that is why they're older overall. Or maybe it's just Spain increasing the average age. But enough shitting on Spain. They were fantastic, and they, as you said, they deserved the bronze. Could have gotten a silver as well, and they just keep producing. What by hook or by crook, they keep producing, and it's fantastic. So good for them.
Definitely, and it really struck me just the quality of this tournament as a whole. It really, I don't know, there was something special about these Olympic Games for me. Again, maybe it's the one that we followed the most, because we have our wonderful patrons making us or allowing us to produce so many podcasts and talk about them and really delve into them. I looked back at the Tokyo Olympics before we had Patreon. Guess how many podcasts we had for the whole, almost 3-week period?
I'm going to say 4.
3. 3 podcasts.
Oh man, that's mad.
So so thank you everyone who has signed up, allowed us to delve into it in much more detail, and I hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the Olympics, just because we've enjoyed it as well. We're happy that we can do it. So if you haven't signed up, well, patreon.com/handball hour is the place to be for the new handball season, which is coming in soon. Anything more on the men's competition?
I think maybe we can leave it into the hands of a couple of winners who I spoke to afterwards. Would you like to hear from Nicholas Kirkelöcke and Emil Nilsson? Congratulations.
Thank you.
On gold. Could you have ever dreamed of such a way to win it in the final?
I think it's quite unusual that we go in and we deliver like we did today. Right from the start, we were better today, and our defense was amazing, and our attack was amazing. Everyone played really well today, and maybe it's one of our best matches.
Is it fair to say the end of that game in the semi-final was a bit of a wake-up call for the team?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I think we were also ready in the semi-final, but today we kept on going even though we were in the lead, which was our problem in the semi-final, and we have had some games where we were leading with quite a few goals in the half, and then we gave some away right at the beginning of the second half. But today we just kept on going all the way, and it was amazing. It's so surreal.
Can you take me a little bit into the kind of the mood in the team for the last couple of days? Because it felt quite down, even though you got into the final, which I think was understandable. How did you deal with that as a team?
Yeah, I think right up the game against Slovenia, it was a little bit of a strange feeling, even though we won and we were in the final. But when we came to the dressing room, and then we told ourselves that okay, now we have to go celebrate this because we are in the Olympic final, and no matter how you get in the Olympic final, it's a great win.
As you said, right from the start, you really took control of the game after quite a hectic opening. You opened up that lead. What do you think the key was to actually really put the chokehold on this German team?
I just think everyone was ready, and everyone was delivering the very best today. I don't think we had any players playing bad today, and that's really rare that everyone on the team is just playing really good. So that's not usual for a handball game, but I think everyone was just playing really well and doing their job to the best.
And in a very rare thing for a final, you got to, I guess, really enjoy the last 10-15 minutes knowing that gold was in the pocket. How surreal was that?
Yeah, but that was so weird. Especially after the last two games where we won in the last 15 seconds. Then today, where we had everything in control for pretty much the whole game. It was like you said, surreal. I've never tried that before in such an important match.
And for Miguel and Nicholas, it's the last national team games. Miguel, last game ever, and for some players, perhaps the last Olympics. How special is it to achieve this with this group of guys?
It's so amazing. We have been together for a long time now, and they are all amazing people. And like you said, Nicholas and Miguel, they are two of the best handball players there ever was. So it's a great honor to be able to share this experience with them and get a gold medal together with them.
Enjoy the goal.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You've already experienced quite a lot in this career of yours, this early career. How odd and incredible was that final to win by such a comfortable margin and put together such an amazing team performance?
Well, this year has definitely been crazy for me. Silver in the Europes, gold medal in Champions League, and gold medal in the Olympics. I can't ask for more. For me, this is the biggest you can achieve as an athlete. So I'm really, really pleased. This team is great. This team is amazing. We're playing some of the best handball I've ever seen. So, to be honest, I'm a little bit lost of words. We have just been amazing throughout this tournament.
Can you take me through a little bit of the last day or two? Of course, the mood wasn't necessarily what it could have been after that semi-final.
No,
but you got in there.
Well, it was a weird feeling because, of course, we were very happy at being in a final, and at the same time, we have such a strong winner mentality that the performance we did in the second half was not good enough, and that's also why it was a little when we went out of that game. So in the end, we know what we're capable of. We showed that today. Yeah. That's also why we're standing here with the gold medal. So we're very pleased. Perhaps we have to be a little more cynical in the upcoming years. Against Sweden, against Slovenia, it became a little too close.
Do you think it's fair to say that was actually a great thing for this final, to a little bit of a wake-up call or kick up the backside?
Perhaps, I don't know. We don't know for good reasons. But I think no matter what, we would have been ready for a final for sure.
And you showed that throughout the 60 minutes as a team. Take me through a little bit of the feeling on the side at the beginning, because it was a very hectic start to the game, but eventually you started to take control, and then from there it was really a demolition job.
Definitely. Today we were the better team. Easy as that. We played some of the best defense I've ever seen. We played amazing in attack. You cannot point out a specific thing we did wrong, in my opinion. we were really good today.
Yeah, you mentioned the defense there. I think if Germany had scored every single shot on target, they still would have only drew with you 39.
Okay, wow.
Which says a lot.
That's crazy. That's impressive.
Yeah. And thankfully they had yourself and Nicholas in there, coming in there and getting to I guess enjoy the last 15 minutes with that kind of lead is quite a privilege.
No, of course. I asked Nicholas if that's what he really wanted, to change, because this will be his last match with the national team, and in my opinion, he has definitely deserved every single minute on the field. Hopefully I will experience another Olympic final in the future, so I wanted to give him that. Nikolai wanted to give him that, but he thought it was a good thing to share it with the whole group. So I'm also happy to get out on the field, be part of the team, be a part of the win. So that was nice. But no matter what, it's I don't care about playing as long as we're winning.
I think you earned that court time as well.
Yeah.
You said you hope. I think it won't be the last chance you have to claim gold with this team, but for a number of players, it'll be their last Olympics. A couple guaranteed who've decided, and some we'll see what happens over the next 4 years. But can you tell me a little bit about the journey with this team and how it is to share this journey with them?
Oh, it's amazing. We're playing some amazing handball, offensively, defensively. It's a pleasure being a part of. So, no, I'm just thrilled. I'm just happy to be here. I don't know what to say. We have been through a lot, and now the next chapter starts. The final we lost in January was tough on us, and it was, and we really wanted that revenge. We didn't get it on France, unfortunately, but in the end it doesn't matter.
Got it in the whole world.
That's it, exactly. So that's also why this is such a big thing for us.
How are you going to celebrate?
I don't know yet. I think it's going to be very fun.
Enjoy the goal.
Thanks.
Good man. So thank you to Nicholas and Emil. Fantastic words from both men who, after such an achievement for both of them, really spoke well. Emil Nielsen about his fellow goalkeeper Niklas Landin as well, and the exchange between them as, honestly, he was happy for Niklas to stay on in his last game until the end. So was Nikolai Jakobsen, but quite literally handing over the baton at the end of that game to Emil Nielsen for the next couple of Olympic gold medal attempts. He said he hopes he'll have the opportunity to win it again. I think he will. So that's for sure. And it wasn't the only comprehensive victory in the end, as the French were disappointed in the end, but the 27,000 fans rose to their feet in appreciation for a masterful second half performance from Norway. Not quite the hammering in the overall context compared to Denmark's win over Germany, but on the day itself, a 29-21 win for Norway felt very, very comprehensive, and a golden end to the career, potentially for a few players, but we know for sure for Stine Oftedal.
Norway were never going to let another team claim that gold medal. And that was clear from the second game of the tournament. Not the first one.
Yeah.
The first one they lost. But the second game of the tournament, where they came out and absolutely destroyed Denmark and then continued to destroy each team. It wasn't a, like, I remember we were going into the quarterfinal. We're like, okay, Brazil, this is a team that can cause them a challenge. Nope. Destruction. Going into the semi-final, Denmark, the first game is going to, that didn't matter. It didn't matter anything. This is a different Danish team. Demolition. Final. France have been the team at this tournament. Norway are definitely going to be challenged, the 29-21. This was a team that is full of absolute winners and had that drive to win that one thing they haven't. And Nuremberg and Stine Oftedal, along with Henny Rystad, who will probably have more chance to win it, but in particular, Stina Oftedal just refused. She is a winner. She refused for any other team to put their hands on that gold medal, and she was in, the emotions that came out of those players after the final whistle on, when they were getting the medals. It just shows that this is what they really, really, really wanted. We've seen them win European and World Championships. I haven't seen the level of tears and emotions like this for a Norwegian team, and they absolutely deserved it.
In a Matthias Giesel performance, Henny Rystad is that for women's handball, and despite her injury before the championship, and she said in the post-match press conference that her participation was actually really in doubt heading into it, that she had some ligament damage, that she didn't go into details about exactly what, but she said they tried some things to speed up the healing process, and it worked to an extent that she was able to play. So playing injured, basically, is what she's saying. Scoring 8, 6 assists in the final. Oftedal, her end of the first half her whole first half in general, in what was still a very close game at that point, was amazing. Proper Stina Oftedal classic game. 5 goals, 8 assists. Kari Bratze with 6 goals. Katrina Lunde with 39% save rate. Just all the big dogs stepping up. And I mean, just nothing they could do. And I think the French reaction afterwards was a little bit like the Germans. They were just like, okay, I mean, this is your medal today. There's nothing we or the majority of the 27,000 fans in here can do about it. They were just simply too good. It's hard to know with Norway where the future lies for them, but it's all about, I think, enjoying the present for this team. And what a way for Stina Oftedal to bow out.
But I do think, it's slightly different than Germany when we think of France here. Why do you think they didn't live up to because they looked like the best team throughout the whole tournament, and maybe that's retrospective. Now that we weren't really thinking of Norway, we just weren't looking at the results close enough. I think that was the issue. But yeah, I just felt like, this is a France team that can and have done it against Norway, and they just came up short. And I can't put my finger on it, but it felt like it was, from my opinion, just the load was too spread out, and they never really figured out exactly who's going to win games for them.
Potentially. I think that third quarter said a lot. I think the performance for Estelle Enzaminko, I think, was key there as well, because she just didn't have a good day. She was 0 from 4. And of all the shooters were, besides her, she went 0 from 4. But then Horacek and Kanor, they were 50% or under. None of them were able to grab hold of the game. They all tried, they all put in a good attempt, but they were just beaten. And I think the key for it is the same reason why Norway were able to dismantle Denmark, and we'll hear from some of the players as well. In fact, if you're a Patreon subscriber, you already heard from some of the players that were going to play at the end, is that Norway had learned their lessons, but they didn't give away that they learned their lessons until it mattered most for the semi-final and the final, that they knew exactly what they were going to do against these teams, particularly in stopping them. I think defense was the key. Norway's attack is as it always was, except everyone had a really good day. Oftedal, Rystad, Bratze, they all had a fantastic day, but for Bratze, it only came in the second half. Her 6 goals all in the second half. It was all based on defense. They were prepared for every single French player. They didn't give up their hand too early. And Thore Hergaisen afterwards in the press conference did thank France for their great cooperation and friendship. for having done so much training together and playing against each other, that they said they pushed each other, but France learned their lessons, or Norway learned their lessons here, and they waited to unleash it. And Camilla Herem said afterwards to me that we were ready for every single defensive setup that France were going to play. Unlike in the Euro in 2020, where they almost fluffed it. Unlike in the World Championship in December, they had a plan for every French plan, basically. And they said, okay, if they go 5-1 and they take out this player, then we're going to do this. If they go 4-2, then we're going to do this. So they knew exactly what they were going to do. They were calm about it, and they executed, which is in the same way that Denmark did. They executed. Must be a really, really nice feeling to do that in an Olympic final.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And yeah, when you want it so much and you have the preparation and you get the chance to play the team that you're going to play against quite a lot before a tournament, it all adds up. Definitely, a great story for Norway, I think. It's funny to be rooting for Norway in this way, where they're an underdog, not an underdog, but a team that hasn't won the Olympics in like 3 or 4 iterations. But it's still for these players, it's a big win. Denmark claimed the bronze medal. That they should be happy with. Not good enough to beat Norway, but there was no team in the world that could do that. Shall we hear a couple of interviews to get the reactions of the players?
Yeah, let's do that. I had a chance to speak to Camilla Herem, to Veronica Christiansen, and Kari Bratzit after the final. Let's hear what they had to say.
I really felt that we deserved it this time, and we have been really fighting these Olympic Games. And we had a bad start, of course, but at the next step, we have just raised our level really high, and we are so good today. So we really deserved it today.
Absolutely, I think there's no doubt about that. Talk to me a bit about the game. It was a nervy start. I think everyone expected that. You two teams know each other so well. What was the kind of key thing for you to feel like, okay, we actually have a bit of control in this match?
I think first of all it was amazing atmosphere in the arena, and I really felt that like we could use that to our advantage as well, and give us really a lot of energy. And I felt like we had control, like we knew what they would come with in their attack, so we got more and more control of it in our defense. And then we have Katrine Lunde that is amazing in the goal there. So we were really prepared and fighting the whole way.
Yeah, that was clear, and the defence and Katrina have been amazing. The 2 halves against Denmark in the semi-final and the second half against France today, you managed to keep just 1 goal against you in the first 10 minutes, which is massive in any game.
Yeah.
But really, I guess that psychologically felt like a big blow to them.
Yeah, for sure, and I really felt that we have built like stone on stone about the defense, and then the Katrine Lunde is amazing, like she's outstanding, and we really was a big unit today.
For this generation, it's been a big wait for this goal. 12 years since it came in 2012. In the build-up to it, did you feel a bit more kind of relaxed as a team in comparison to the big games in previous Olympics? Yeah,
I actually feel so. That we didn't have that kind of pressure we had before, and we knew that the most pressure was on France today. And also at the same time we had good control. We knew what they would come with, and we were just a big unit today together, and it was really amazing.
There's a lot of talk leading up to this, particularly for Stina Oftedal, who announced the end of her career. It's going to be the last Olympics for quite a few players, perhaps. You never know. But how special is it to also share in these moments with these women who you've grown up with as a handball player?
Exactly. Like with Gör, with the club team, finished the Champions League there with her. It was amazing and a lot of emotions, and to be there with her today as well. I don't know anyone else that deserves it more than her right now. Like, it's like the biggest thing that she can achieve and to finish her career. So she really deserved it. I'm really happy for her.
You all deserve it. Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
An incredible goal. That was a massive defensive performance from the whole team. How incredible was it to experience those last minutes knowing that gold was in the bag?
Yeah, it was a crazy feeling. I felt like we were really solid throughout the championship and throughout this game, and we just build on this momentum kind of, and I'm so proud of how we could play together in the defense. It was a rarely defense won medal, I think.
Absolutely. And of course, a tough start to the game. I assume you knew France would start hard. Two teams know each other so well. What were the key things that you've developed over the last few weeks to be able to deal with this France team so well?
Yeah, I think that we knew they will come off really hard, and that we used our experience to keep the calm, and we knew that we also could come back fast, and we did. And also it was important, I think, these 2 goals in the halftime. Then we had like a little calm in the halftime, and we could talk together and have a good feeling before the second half. And then we just kept going and put an even harder defense.
And at the start of the second half, you exploded as well. Was it 4 or 5 goals in very quick succession? What was the difference there? They started to find the line very well.
Yeah, I don't know. We talked about it in the first half. They didn't find me so much, or they were really hard on me also. So we talked about the opportunities in the halftime, and I don't know. Maybe they also were opening more their defense, so it was more space for me. They had to cover up Henny. They have to cover up Stine. They are amazing players. So then it gives room for me.
And this generation has finally got its gold medal in the Olympics. It's been a long time coming for you, but it seems like today there's absolutely no doubt about it. How do you sum up this whole experience?
Yeah, I felt also we worked for so long for this medal, and I really think that a lot of the girls, we just felt like this is our time, and now it's about ourselves. We enjoyed it also a lot more, I think, than the other times. We knew that we wouldn't get it because we deserve it. We knew that we had to go and get it. So it was amazing.
You certainly did that. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Astonishing victory in the end, and you really all seem to get to enjoy those final minutes as well. What a privilege that is.
I couldn't even imagine, because the way the game started, I think everyone was like, oof, okay, you have 27,000 people cheering for France, and they had a great start as well. So I think that we managed to just get in the game again, and also our second half was amazing. I think we had a calm in the team. We had such a good what can I say? We have good attacks, we have good defense, and when we are not doing our job in defense, we have Katrina in the goal. I lots of words. Yeah.
Well, if you can find some words, tell me about that comeback early in the half. As you said, they came out really hard.
Yeah.
I guess you expected that.
Yeah.
These teams know each other incredibly well, but a little bit like Denmark, you've learned some lessons that you haven't shared with anyone until it came to the moment. What was the key difference today?
No, but I think like our tactics also, because we are normally 2 running teams, and also when we are running, the technical fouls can come as it did sometimes in the first half, or throwing the ball away, and they had like almost 8 counterattacks on us, and we talked about that in halftime also. We need to be better in attack and have good chances, because otherwise they will run over us. So we were just like more calm, took the good chances, and also we were much better in the back in attack, now in defense. So I felt like we had like good control in defense, and also we were scoring goals 1 against 1 in attack. I felt like everyone was in the flow, and everyone was safe and calm. Yeah.
That's a massive thing to have in a final. And
Yeah.
they threw a lot of different looks at you as well, different formations in defense, but
Yeah.
you've faced it all before, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, and also we had a plan for everything. We know, are they going in 5-1, we will do this, and we are they going 6-0, and who is staying in 6-0, who is going out in 5-1. We had the tactics ready for everything. So right when they went to 5-1, we were like, okay, we're going to do this, and you're going to stand there, and so everything was clear for us. Yeah.
You've had a gold medal from 2012, but I guess that doesn't take anything away from this. But how special is it to share a medal with this generation of players, and particularly with so many who may be experiencing their last Olympics?
Yeah, I think it's amazing, and I'm so happy for my entire team, because as you said, it hasn't been a gold since 2012, and you should feel like privileged to just play here, be in this team, and just play the Olympics. But now we can stand here and look at the gold medal. I think everyone should be very lucky.
And the diploma.
Yeah.
Which Patrick has stolen from me.
Yeah.
I was wondering where it was. I thought it was
No. Then it would be eaten by now. No, so I think it's a talk. I think it's just so nice, because we had this team for so many years. Some of us have been playing together for 14 years, and to do this, I'm like, amazed.
Enjoy it.
Thank you
all
so
you
much.
can.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, shall we wrap up?
We shall wrap up, because I'm surrounded by all types of creepy crawlers, and I feel I'm recording this outside, and I don't know how this recording has come out, but I can imagine that there's a few sounds of wilderness coming your way. So I
love it.
Need to move on, dive into a lake, and enjoy the rest of this off-grid experience. But final words on the Olympics, Chris?
Amazing time. Amazing to watch so much handball at this level in such a short space of time. I love having both men's and women's competitions, the very best teams. There was no fat in the tournament. Amazing to go see other sports as well. And I am looking forward to the opening ceremony in 2032 in Brisbane, when we have one of our very own friends of the show, Dan Reid, in goal for Australia, and Ray Gunn will be dancing in the opening ceremony.
That's a good dream. But before then, there will be the LA Olympics, where we'll see some of our good friends from US Handball show that they can compete at the highest level. Let's see if they actually do it. For me, as you said, there's no faff. This was a tournament with just the best teams all across. So much so that we didn't even do our alternative awards this year, just because everyone was too good. Like, the only award really to give out was the
Norway.
Norway award. There's a few nominations for that.
DKM definitely won that. I think we can hand that one out for sure.
DKM. Yeah, maybe we should have done a little quick fire one. Swiss Army knife, men's or women's, pick one.
Swiss Army knife
on the spot.
Oh, I'll give it to Blazjans.
Very good.
One of the top Steelers. Brilliant in the wing, properly brilliant in the backcourt. The future for Slovenia, and the present, and the past. For you?
Oh, I was looking forward to the next award, the butter knife. But it just has to be Kirklucke again. I think we're starting to repeat these. Maybe we don't do it on the fly.
Congratulations. Also, should we say, Alex, to our Hold It winner before we go, or should we talk about that in the next one? No, we should mention it. The Hold It winner. Let me get it up there. The Hold It, Alex. I'm going to do from 5th to 1st place. All right? In 5th place, Fearless 4 Steps by Barca Kulesh. Congratulations.
I did well. I don't think I changed up for the final. I was already gone by the... I was on the way to get off grid by the final, so I'm pretty happy with my 5th place.
Very good. Very good work. In 4th place, members of the Jury... Chris O'Reilly, just ahead of you.
That's right.
I have to say we've done really well here, Alex. The two of us in the top. We've got 80 odd people, and we're in the top 5. That's good going. Just snuck in ahead of you there by 40,000. In 3rd place, Johan Klitgaard. In 2nd place, Friesende Kramer from K Satsi. And in 1st place, the winner of an Uninformed Handball Hour mug. And the bonus thing I picked up on the streets, Alex, I have to thank one of our good friends and listeners of the show, Virag Turksan, who gave me a Paris 2024 volunteer watch to give away.
That's huge. That's absolutely...
It's huge, right? Too. And I hope Johan Biba is ready to pick it up for the Forvista Foxinbabia. I think these random Danish names that, you can either pick a name or you just let like a computer-generated one do it. I think that's what we've got with the 1st and 2nd place. But it doesn't take anything away from Johan Biba, who has won that one. So we'll get in touch with you, Johan, and send you your prizes. But yes, good competition all around for us.
Let's leave it there. It's been an absolute pleasure enjoying the Olympics. I hope you enjoyed being in France. I hope everyone who's listened to us throughout the tournament and who subscribed to Patreon has enjoyed these podcasts. Again, do continue to follow us. Sign up if you haven't for the new season that's starting. It will be great fun.
Alex, get into a lake, keep those mosquitoes at bay, and we'll see you and hear from you when you're back in civilization. Thanks everyone for listening, and goodbye.